Okay, so I'm Santiago from Spain, from Cinemania. Nice to meet you all. The first thing I wanted to ask you is when I was watching the movie, that made me feel old. Okay, I'm not as young as I thought I was. I saw you and I saw how young you were and the things you did in the movie, and it made me feel old. What things make you feel old? There must be something that is too
I've got.
young for you, even for you.
I'll
I
go.
feel
I'll
like
go
I'm a
first. Can I?
yeah. Go
Did
for
we
it.
speak? Did we speak to you before, Santiago?
Yeah, we spoke a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah. No,
asking.
I remember.
Yeah,
Nice to talk to you again. Um, I think
nice.
something that makes me feel, and I always just it's always football related with me. But when you see footballers who are like 17, 18, playing for the national team, I always think like, oh, he's a youngster like me, and he's like 4 years younger than me. So that is something that always makes me feel old when I see like people representing England like 4 or 5 years younger than me. That makes me feel very old.
Okay.
TikTok. I'm like, what is that? A clock? And then it's a massive, you know. Yeah, lots of. I feel like I'm honestly. I feel like I'm a 50-year-old woman most of the
Okay.
time.
I believe you. I believe you just partly. I don't think you are that awkward. I don't think so.
I
Sorry, what? You
what
just cut
makes
out.
me
Yeah.
feel
Yo, who's that in
I'm
the
sorry. I'm
background?
sorry. Wait, I just no.
that
I
makes
don't
me
know
feel
what
old.
happened. Oh fuck.
He had a man walk
I
past the
don't-
window.
I feel like what makes me feel old is
Got
when you
you.
used to play video games and you had to turn it to channel 3. I remember like that was a thing. You had to actually there was no like input. You actually had to plug it in and there was a dedicated channel that was the input. That makes me feel old when I think about that.
I remember SCAR
And the fact
days with like the red, yellow, and white, and you had to line them up. Do you remember that?
Did you
No?
guys play
Oh, yeah,
Finder?
yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah, the
PC
three and
game
then
Finder?
and blowing in the
I
memory
was.
card.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah, man.
Okay.
The old N64 cartridges. Classic.
Sorry, Santiago, we're
ACRs.
taking it away.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm having kind of a delay, so I'll just ask the questions and trust that everything is going to be okay. Okay.
Okay.
Then other thing I wanted to ask you is how hard you train. How hard do you work on yourself to be all as beautiful as you are? Because I think this is a movie for teenagers. This is a movie for teenagers, and you are talking about things that nobody else talks. You're talking about erotism, and you're talking about sex life, and that's amazing because there's no this kind of narratives in cinema nowadays. But at the same time, I wanted you to ask about this. Not as beautiful as you are. So how do you do it?
It takes about 4 hours for our very talented hair and makeup artists every morning to try and get me down to the base of, what someone looks like. So I think all the credit goes to them for making us look, wonderful and fit for camera and ready to be seen by the human eye.
Yeah, I know. I'd have to say mine's not. I don't think mine's ever been 4 hours. Luckily, I cannot imagine what that would be like. How early you have to wake up to do that stuff. I think we're very lucky. I mean, credit to our parents, I guess, and then to the groomers. That we have super talented groomers who come and make sure your hair and makeup is looking perfect. So it's not us. We just sit there and they do all the hard work. So big up Kerry. I don't know what you guys as groomers is called, but Kerry was
Yeah.
mine today. So thank you, Kerry.
This is all fake. None of this is um
um,
they had to
I have
separate me at birth from my twin and
uh,
they just like
first.
molded me.
What's the biggest thing you have in common with your fans?
Mm.
A love of this story. A love of this story and a love of these characters and a passion for it.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I agree
probably
with Joe. I also think Dylan made a good point earlier in saying the fan base is super creative. I haven't been, lucky enough to be a part of many or many other fan bases, with a similar level of passion as the After fans, but they are super creative. They you know, I think we involve them in some of the choices that we make when it comes to like artwork, and they create some amazing artwork themselves. The After reaction video I've seen to the trailer, and some reenactment videos. I think the biggest thing that we share in common is the creativity aspect. Like Joe said, the love of the story and the creativity aspect, because these fans are super talented and super creative.
I think also just an understanding of what it means to be passionate about something. Like if you were to talk to me about Star Wars, I would just don't even start. Let's not even. But so it's just that understanding about what it is to just love something and to really be passionate about it. I can't believe I just brought up Star Wars.
It's hardly a competitor for After, I think, so you're probably all right.
You are all at the very beginning of your careers. When you think about this movie, do you have time to enjoy it, or are you thinking ahead? Are you thinking about what is this going to mean for you in some years?
Well, for me, the way I look at stuff, the way I look at projects and film and TV shows is you show up and you commit and you do your best, and then you sort of have to let it go, because otherwise you can't obsess too much, because you never know how it's going to turn out or what it's going to look like or this or that. I sort of try and let go after it's done, and after my role in and what I can contribute to it is done, at least just mentally. Otherwise, it's too draining.
What about you guys?
Dylan?
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting question, I think audiences oftentimes pick apart choices by actors for one reason or another, or where they're going, where they came from, all of this stuff. So I think it's important to remember for people as a general audience member that there's a reason behind all of this. And I don't think that like it's really healthy as an actor or actress to look back on the things that you did and look with regret or look with, allure. I think it's most realistically at what you do and the reasons that you do things and being happy for the opportunities provided to you. So, I mean, in this respect, I have a few years on you guys, but I would say that this is a really strong start, and I think it's going to be really helpful in the long run.
I'd agree. Guys, I'd agree with both.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
Sorry.
I would just really quickly say that those guys I completely agree with both things they said. I think it's really good to play the long game in life, because I don't know, that's how I like to do it. But at the same time, really do take it a day at a time. I don't get tired of saying that phrase. I think it's a good way to be. So have an eye on the future, but today is the most important day. Okay,
we don't have time for more, but congrats on the movie. Somehow, some way, I've been watching you for this couple of movies, and that's not something that I would normally do, but now I enjoy it so much. So congrats, guys. You are amazing.
Oh, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Santiago. Always a pleasure. Thank you. Meet soon. Bye-bye.